Assalamu alaikum, good afternoon. I welcome you all in the panel discussion of artificial intelligence, ethics, creativity, and future of work. I am Maryam Imtiaz Malik from Faculty of Engineering and Computing, Naval Islamabad. In today's era, AI benefits both industry and academia by streamlining operations, enhancing research, and facilitating data-driven decision making. We have immense opportunities of artificial intelligence. We need to also address its ethical and societal impact, while we also need to talk about the future of the work. In order to carry on this discussion, today in this panel, we have an impressive panelist from both industry and academia. Let me introduce my first panelist. Our first panelist is Burkan Syed. He has more than 15 years of experience running different tech ventures, including a software services company and a startup in UK. He served twice as the chairman of the Pakistan Software Housing Association as one of the youngest chairmen, with some of the top industry leaders of the Pakistan on this board. I'm honored to welcome you, sir, in today's panel discussion. Our second panelist is Professor Dr. Muazzam Ali Khan Khattar. He is working as the tenured professor of Quaid-e-Azam University, Islamabad. He is also working as the director, ISCO Chair, Data Analytics and Edge Computing at the Department of Computer Science, Quaid-e-Azam University, Islamabad. He is the head of Huawei Academy, Quaid-e-Azam University, Islamabad. I am honored to welcome you, sir, in today's panel discussion. Our last but not the least panelist is Professor Dr. Faisal Shafayat. He is working as the dean in SEEKS department, NUST. He is also the founder of AI Launch. I am honored to welcome you, sir, in today's panel discussion. While AI has many realizations, it is present in different forms like ChatGPT, Cody, Write-Sonic. I would like to start my panel discussion from my panelist. Sir, what do you think that AI truly replicates the human creativity? So this question is basically from my all panelists. Sir, I would like to start from Dr. Faisal.
Thank you so much. So it's a pleasure to be part of this panel, and it's a very interesting question, even though in today's talk by Dr. Shoaib, we saw many examples of creativity by AI. There are many examples of new art, new images generated. But to be honest, it does not truly replicate human creativity, because AI models learn from whatever humans have generated. And from whatever humans have generated, they kind of learn that and try to replicate it with so much perfection that we feel it is creativity, but it's not human creativity, because human creativity is really that you can create new knowledge which did not exist before.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your experience.
Yeah, thank you.
Dr. Muazzam.
Thanks for inviting me as well. Reference to your question, my response will be that the CEO of OpenAI has been fired just a few days back, and he has been rehired. And meanwhile, he also got an offer from Microsoft as well to lead their AI team. So the importance of human is still there. AI or computing is only performing well because of some hereditary issues of human, that is tiredness, need of food, and the efficiency to respond things with the pace with which the new computing is actually doing. So the importance of human will be there for the long time. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sir Syed, what you have said about
Dr.
this?
Saab Dr. Saab mentioned that humans are basically just not, the AI is not just enough to basically replace the human creativity. Whatever you see, basically what you see is the images and the content that AI is generating, and you think that it is creativity, but like Dr. Saab said, it's basically just replicating and just predicting, basically. So humans are there, and what I believe is a very important point, that basically what it is doing majority is enabling people to do redundant tasks easily. So what I see as the future is a hybrid of AI plus human, where AI is basically enabling humans to perform better at what they're doing. So redundant tasks, like for example, writing a beautiful email or presentation or generating some random ideas, that AI will do. But the final touch of the creativity will be given by human. For example, LLMs. The LLMs are just basically predicting what the next text is going to be. LLMs so far don't have that brain of theirs to basically create something. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created the neural networks in our mind. So even there are neural networks in AI, but so far LLMs are not able to connect that with their prediction model. Dr. Saabs, they are in the research field, they can tell better. I am just a user of AI. So that is what I have understood so far. So I think it will take a little bit of time for AI to be at that stage where they are doing their own creative work.
Okay, so all of you have explained very nicely that although we are going towards the technology using the artificial intelligence, but still the human creativity requires. So I am going towards my second question. As artificial intelligence is automating everything around us nowadays, I would like to ask Sir Burkan Syed regarding the potential impact of artificial intelligence on job displacement in industries and how can professionals adopt to this changing landscape.
Okay, so I will like to give some very concrete examples based on what is happening and what new jobs are being created. So for example, there are a lot of call centers in Pakistan which are basically attending calls or making calls to customers. So now there is an AI engine, a lot of people are doing it already, that is basically first doing the call itself to the customer, seeing if there is an interest. So it just talks like human. You have seen the many AI based news anchors, and there was a talk earlier today about it as well. So similarly, that AI sale agent is making the call and basically connecting. As soon as there is interest from the customer, it transfers it to the real person. Now what that has done with that technology, there are actually call centers in Pakistan which needed 500 people, now they just need 50 people.
It's fine.
So there is actually, similarly content writing. There were companies who had 500, 600, 700 content writers. And now what was happening is that if I would ask someone to write 1,000 piece of content, 1,000 word piece of content, they would take a whole day to do research and write that content. Now somebody can even write 10, 20, 30 articles like that in a day. So yes, there has been example of job displacement, but whenever there is a new disruptive technology that changes people's jobs, there is always something new that is happening. So now those same content writers, it's not that those content writers have been replaced. Now those same content writers are able to produce more content. Those same call centers are able to attend more jobs. But you would still ask, okay, what happened to those who were replaced? I mean, the human population is growing very fast. The need for good content, the need for good service people, customer service people, the need for good people in agriculture, but in healthcare, wherever field you go, the people who you need to service those industries is also increasing in huge proportion.
Fine.
So if computers were not there today, a lot of people would have said, now computers have come, now we would go bankrupt. But now the computers are there, we are able to manage and serve the 8 billion people in this world because of those computers now, right? If computers were not there, who would be doing all this work? Similarly with AI, is the same concept that I believe that the kind of service that people and the customers are going to need, AI is going to be able to provide that level of service, enable us to enable our people or workers to provide that level of service, that level of work to the customers, to the business. So it's just last point that definitely human beings are a little bit hesitant to change. The only thing that university is teaching you is basically the ability to learn and unlearn. It's not that Namal if you have done a BS degree in Namal and you are done. They have taught you how to teach. So that is similar with skills. If you've learned one skill, whenever such disruption comes, you just have to learn that new skill and enable yourself for the next step.
Thank you, sir. You have answered very nicely. So it's mean we need, there is a job displacement for those people who are not learning with the new technologies. So everyone needs to learn with the new technology. Other than this, there is no problem for the job displacement. Thank you, sir. So, sir, I would like to ask, how should intellectual property and copyright laws adopt to accommodate AI-generated content, and what challenges does this pose? Dr. Moazzam and Dr. Faisal, if you give any suggestion over there.
Please. So basically, when we are talking about copyright laws, it's they are primarily for human-produced content. So if there is a human who puts a lot of time and effort into generating a content, that is protected from copying, so that that particular human generates value from the efforts the human has put in. Now that these content are being generated by AI systems, so far they are not governed by any copyright laws, which also poses some threats, because this can create a lot of redundant content and also content that's very similar to some original human work. For instance, it's possible to take an original work by some artist, let's say a piece of music, generate a very similar piece using an AI system. Now the original content or song by the artist is copyright protected. You can't play it without permission and by paying the artist, but this very similar content by AI is not copyright protected. So we definitely need to create more laws that are protecting the derivative work of human content that is replicated by AI systems.
Fine. Thank you, sir.
I'll respond to this question. The first thing is, beside AI, we should also educate our people regarding ethics and all those things, that if they are taking any material from anywhere, then they should refer. Next one is, government is actually working on AI policy regarding all these things, and there's a directorate to look into all these matters as well.
Sir, even in Pakistan?
Yeah, in Pakistan.
Very good.
Yeah, in Pakistan. Last week, I was in Malaysia, and actually I presented that AI policy on which we are working within Pakistan, and the National Center of AI is also part of that. And over there, the first thing is to bring awareness that what is crime and what is not, what should you do and what should not, the boundaries and the limits. If you have a look, AI is helping you to create something which is not new. That is actually a summary of all those things, are the data which exist over there. So regarding that, there is still need to have a proper rules and regulation, like we have the policy for plagiarism, that you can have a similarity, but in a certain level that shouldn't be counted toward the illegal activity or crime, but it is in the domain in which you can refer all those things as well.
Thank you, sir. It's very good to know that our Pakistan is also working on the copyright laws and for the intellectual property with the artificial intelligence generated content. Sir, I would like to ask how artificial intelligence is influencing and augmenting creativity in academia and in industry both. So I would like to ask with Sir Syed, what do you think about this?
Artificial intelligence, definitely, I mean, as far as creativity is concerned, I mean, your main question is how it is enabling creativity. So I believe definitely from a solution point of view, because we are solution designers in the industry, and what basically AI is helping us do is that we are able to provide a lot more value to our customers through AI, which we were not previously able to provide through AI with other channels. So for example, we are working currently on a product which is basically, we are training about 1 million documents that we are training, and those documents are being fed into the LLM systems, and now basically it is helping. So it is still going to assist those humans that are at the front, but that particular human was able to get research work done for half a day finding the answer to the question. Now basically it is helping it to just deliver the answer in like
few
30
minutes or few seconds, I
There
guess.
is still a little bit complex data which you still need to basically analyze and make sure that it's right, because
Yes.
the application is very much critical. So I think what it has done in the software companies as far as the industry is concerned is that now whoever had data or whoever had some usage is now basically using AI. And I think one thing that ChatGPT especially has done is that previously it was very, very difficult to explain someone what AI is.
Yes.
Now everybody, even a layman,
Yes.
even your content writer, even your call center agent, even your customer, sometimes we have a company where we interact with a lot of customers, about 80 to 100 customers a day, and they are sometimes using AI to talk to us,
So I
write
think-
their email and write their chat to us.
Sir, I think that is the positive impact of artificial
Absolutely,
intelligence.
absolutely, absolutely.
Ah,
That is the positive impact of AI going to masses. We don't even have to now sell to our customer. They are now telling us what they need. So that is previously we had to tell them this is how AI will help you. Now they are telling us I need this. So that is a change in the industry.
that is the change. Thank you, sir. And sir, what do you said about this? If we talk about in academia.
In academia, the first thing, I have many talks regarding AI in education. And as the survey says, unfortunately, neither the student nor the teacher is well trained to use this technology. So first thing is to allow them to use this technology. If I talk with respect to Pakistan, then many things are not even available, which is available for students or teachers in United States. As a part of university over there, they have a complete system over there, and still many courses are online there as well. They have a complete system for student exam, for assignment and queries as well. There are many opportunity on this side as well, but over there, as in the morning we had discussion with Dr. Shoaib, that in Pakistan you can't even afford the licenses for those software as well. So we need to explore all those tools which can be helpful in classroom for the student as well as for the teacher. Like you can have a look to the ChatGPT just mentioned by Sir Barkan. You haven't any dependency on anything. Everything will be optimized and you will get the required content which is for any assignment, any paper, or for anything, any project you need. So all those free resources are available and exploited well, and because of that the trend of cheating and copying has already increased as well. So therefore your last question regarding copyright should be addressed as soon as possible. The next point is that the teacher should know how to use that technology to educate the system and the student, that there should be no dependency on physical meetings as well. The
Fine.
knowledge is free, that is available, but students should know that how to learn in a fair way.
Fine. So I would like to ask Dr. Faisal about the potential benefits and challenges of using artificial intelligence in academia.
So, the artificial intelligence is a tool, and the quicker we adapt to that tool, the better it is. However, the challenge is that in the current form, the academia or the professors themselves are not really aware how to use this tool effectively. For instance, especially when ChatGPT came, we have a huge problem of plagiarism. The students would just use ChatGPT to get the assignments done. And at this stage, it is not clear how we should deal with this, because when the students go into the real world, they still have access to this tool. So
Yes.
whether we should direct the students how to effectively use ChatGPT to get things done better, or we should completely ban ChatGPT because it is hindering students' creativity, because students are not thinking themselves, they are just using these tools. So this brings both challenges and opportunities for the academics to introduce AI into the teaching methodologies.
Okay. So till now we have a very good discussion on artificial intelligence, on human creativity. We have also discussed its benefits and challenges in both industry and academia. Let me move towards the potential ethical implications of using artificial intelligence. I would like to ask my panelists that what are the potential ethical implication of artificial intelligence, especially if we talk about the healthcare.
Right. So, ethical issues के point of view से, I mean, one of the biggest thing is definitely the algorithm and the content copying that is happening all over, and that is now creating a challenge. Like Dr. Faisal also mentioned, that is the content that is being generated is the real content or not. From healthcare perspective, the issue with AI is that definitely you have to be, if you are giving a healthcare advice or you are giving some analysis of the diagnosis of the disease, or you are disclosing the patient's information. Now in Pakistan, I think it's not that, I mean, from the law's point of view, it's not, it's very easy to even get somebody's reports without their knowledge, or even I think the lab technicians, they don't know what is the privacy of a patient. But in US and all the developed economies, even the EU, it is very, very important to keep the data or the diagnosed information very private to that person, and only that person or the person doctor dealing has access to that information. So now with AI, if you put a large language model like ChatGPT and you start basically discussing problems with AI chat, and if I am discussing my problems and next day Dr. Mozam comes and he starts asking, and now the AI will tell my problems to Dr. Mozam. So now that is an ethical issue as well as I mean, it is an issue on so many levels. Also about the diagnosis that the AI is giving, can somebody rely on that AI diagnosis? For example, you want to build a ChatGPT like model for psychological problems of people.
I think a psychologist still requires here, or a doctor still requires here. We can make an artificial intelligence application, but a doctor or a psychologist still requires, I guess.
It is still required, but there are people who are trying to build those systems and trying to use those systems. So there are active work. There is a lot of active work being going on. Lot of even I think the doctors the research paper or the work that was presented from Australia, that was also mentioning that a lot of work is in the healthcare sector.
Fine.
And that healthcare sector work is basically related to this, that you are giving diagnosis, you are helping. Now the AI itself is having suicidal thoughts. How it is going to help somebody has to avoid being suicidal. So it is an area of challenge, and definitely there are ethical, there are a lot of issues that are there, and definitely it is something that is still being researched, still being worked, but people are trying to do it.
So I think some people refer to at a time to 2 to 3 doctors. So one of the doctor is the artificial intelligence application.
Yes.
It can be.
I will respond to this question a little bit. AI model actually predict RNA sequence of COVID-19 earlier than human, 120 times faster. And then onward, the model also helped to develop the vaccine for COVID-19 as well. The positive side is similarly you have the MRI scanning, the X-ray and all these tests. If you pass it through AI model, it will give you accurate results as well. And even it can give you the prediction that, for example, when this disease will be or will need more intensive care, or what will be the status, when how long the patient will survive. So you can have the future prediction as well. Regarding the personal information, I have done a project on IoT-based secure hospital management system. Over there, we provided blockchain-based security to all those information. And for example, if a patient have multiple issues, he is with the cardiologist, with the endocrinologist, and similarly some other doctor as well. and all three of them want to access this information. So that will be properly recorded that who accessed these information at which time.
So
So
ethical,
it means you can fix the responsibility even if there is any kind of failure or you can say breakup.
very good.
Yeah.
So it's mean we are addressing the ethical issues alongside with establishing new artificial intelligence based applications.
Yes. If AI is still not perfect, it's
Yes.
under development. And you know, the first thing is that you are looking for low-hanging fruit. And later on, you look into the quality of service, the security, and other parameters as well.
Fine, fine. Thank you, sir.
welcome.
Thank you. So, if we talk about the policy making, are there any guidelines or policies in place to avoid unethical applications of artificial intelligence?
This is a policy making is still an area under progress, and a lot of work is being done. Definitely, we need to look at what other countries are doing, because we definitely, unfortunately, in Pakistan, we don't have the policy making ability or policy development. I have been part of the policy making. I helped develop the IT policy, which is currently live right now. I mean, which is currently public right now and applicable in Pakistan. But because of the poor input that we have from a lot of different stakeholders, and including, I mean, we don't have policy making, policy research institute in the universities which are constantly developing those policy, helping the stakeholders like the industry. So the only way I believe definitely is getting a tap, making sure that you are aware of what is being done in US, what is being done of Middle East, what is being done in all the developed economies, what are they doing in AI, and how they are basically trying to protect the issues there. One thing definitely that I feel about Pakistan is that because we are an over-regulated country in many aspects, we first think about regulation, we first think about stopping everything, and we first think about giving license to someone. So we can become the dad of that industry, that we are going to give you the authority to basically do anything. So because
Fine.
we have that nature, I always tend to think about regulating something as an industry in a less stringent way, because what we do is that we never think about how we are going to enable, how we are going to foster, how we are going to enable 10 companies. I mean, I am developing a product in AI. I know how difficult it is to even get a system with GPU and servers. We don't even have those level of systems in the universities. But if somebody tells me that you have to first now follow a rule every week about AI, and you have copied someone data, I'm going to stop right there. That okay, some person is going to come and tell me that you are not following the guidelines and not following the ethics. So I think in Pakistan, I'm not promoting definitely piracy in the beginning, like we had those CDs in which the entire Visual Studio or all these software used to come. And now I think Microsoft and all these companies are giving the software out for free themselves, because what that enabled was that those CDs helped our entire universities, entire graduates get trained on their technology which was there. So, and again, a lot of the technology is free now. A lot of the technology that is being there out to the people, like OpenAI and all these things, they have given it free so that people become good users. And once they become good users, they will become a good, that can then be regulated. So I think from the ethics point of view, we definitely need to see what are the absolute boundaries, which we definitely cannot touch. But we don't need to implement even the entire regulation that US government has done, or the entire regulation that EU has done on their AI in Pakistan, on our industry, on our student. I think what we need to think more about is how we are going to enable our academicians, our industry, our students to get the benefit of AI. Because there have been many cycles in the world, and Pakistan has, alhamdulillah, missed a lot of them. So we should not miss the other cycles that are coming, and there is now a definite cycle of people training their data on LLMs, large language models, their own data on large language models, and that wave is going to continue for the next 2-3 years. In next 2-3 years, you are going to see a lot of companies, a lot of academicians train their own LLMs on a lot of domains. But that opportunity is going to stay there for the next 2-3 years because people are already working on it. In Pakistan, we can't even find a GPU to train our data on it. So, but again, there are a lot of free tools that are there.
So I think this is the area where Pakistan needs to work on the policy making. As we are going towards the artificial intelligence. So at higher level, there is some committee or some higher representatives needs to talk about the policy making in Pakistan with the use of the artificial intelligence. If we talk about the artificial intelligence in academia, first I would like to ask Dr. Faisal to please share your thoughts about the implications of AI generated content for academic integrity and plagiarism detection in academic institution, and how can educators address these challenges?
Yes, that's a very interesting question, and as I previously said, we have to very smartly embed this AI generated content in the curriculum or student training, because when the students go to actual jobs, the content and these tools will be available, they will only become better. So there are certain things that we need to do when we have to, for instance, instigate creative thinking in the students. We have to see how we can use these tools to instill creative thinking. For instance, we can ask students to create problems using AI generated content.
Fine. Thank you, sir. Dr. Mozam, what you said about this?
Before moving onward to answer this question, I will refer to the comment of Sir Barkan. There is a famous verse of Iqbal, Zara nam ho to ye mitti badi zarkhez hai saki. And you have seen the new humane AI pen, that behind that is a Pakistani Imran Chaudhry. And he actually born in Pakistan, and then onward he gained all those knowledge and developed that. So just look at, as a Pakistani, he is competing with Apple and all those tech giants. So we have an opportunity, but we should give this flavor to our student with the help of awareness. Then the next question about academia and education is mentioned earlier, that we should upgrade our curriculum. Last week we also have a workshop with Computing Council where I mentioned that technology is moving with the pace of 120 km per second, and our curriculum is with 10 km per second. So how we can cover this gap of 110 km? And unfortunately, they are now trying to give some flexibility to academia as well, and the responsibility is again shifting toward the professors and the academic teacher who is engaged with the student as well, that he should upgrade and provide courses or content in certain courses related to that. The tech or even the tools available may not be there in the market after 6 months. And we had discussion with Sir Barkan earlier while coming for this talk, that we should improve the skill and the knowledge of our students. They shouldn't be tool dependent, and they should know the actual logic behind all those programs, models and things.
Yes,
and that will make them more comfortable with any tool. There will be any tool coming in future or even with the previous one. So that is a good approach the teacher should use to upgrade their curriculum as per the market requirement, and then onward to provide the depth of knowledge as well.
That is how we can ethically implement the use of the artificial intelligence.
Yes.
Okay, till now we are going with a very healthy discussion on artificial intelligence, ethics. We have also discussed about the human creativity. I would like to ask my panelists, how do you motivate our students to use artificial intelligence in their degree program so they can excel in their fields? I would like to start with Dr. Faisal.
So it's really important for students to understand and appreciate AI. In the beginning, when we used to teach AI, that was in the 8th semester of the degree program, and we felt that it is a little too late because this is a technology that students need to learn early on. So we have recently introduced a new course of Foundations of AI, which is not very technical, but students need to learn to understand how different models work and in which applications AI can be used. So, in subsequent courses, they can develop different AI applications, for instance, for databases, for web, and use AI in many different aspects of their degree. So, I think as an academicians, we have to, as Dr. Mozam rightly said, really update the curriculum fast, move AI upfront in the degree program so students have a good understanding of it.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Mozam, what you said about this?
The first question is, again, the student should know that he has now access to the updated knowledge. While I was doing my BS, I was more dependent on my university library. But today's student is not dependent on university or even city library. This is a true global village, and that credit goes to artificial intelligence. You can find it to the point material, and even you can find the solution for different problems. But it doesn't mean that you should go and copy and paste all those things in your project or what else that is. The second point which I must say is that our students need to work on the indigenous problems, what problems we have, because our problem is very different, as few of them has been mentioned in this discussion as well.
Yes.
So that will be a good contribution by those students, and then they can easily get a good position because he has the true understanding. He has done some research in that area and then propose a solution as well. So with this means, with this trend, the whole country can develop. So
Yes.
Indigenous solution will help our industry, our government, as well as our people as well, and that will definitely increase the importance of students in society.
So, Sir Syed Burkan, how you can motivate our students, especially if we talk about the industries?
So, like Dr. Faisal mentioned, I think Foundation of AI is a course that should not only be, it's good that you are teaching in the universities, but now even in the schools and colleges, you can easily teach the foundations of AI, where at least you can help people become the users of AI. For the university students, I think there is a lot of opportunity, and I think if in the university anybody wants to seriously work on AI, they should first select, after understanding all the different areas of AI, they should first select which area that they want to specialize in, because AI is not, I mean, it's image based work is totally different.
Yes.
Then language based work is totally different. Then there is machine learning, deep learning on the data and predictions and all that, that is totally different. So if what I would tell student is, because skill has become very, very easy to acquire now in this world. For the generation that is there now, even a 9th class student, if he starts working on, if he sets his mind on how to train an LLM rather than just be a user of something like ChatGPT, but to make his own, he can even do so in a year or two. He can do a course and he can learn how to train an LLM, right? So, and definitely there is a lot of opportunity, because there is a lot of work, and if you are able to jump on that train. So first thing I would request the university students is not just be the users of AI, but because there are not many people in this country who will be able to reach the university stage.
Yes, definitely.
There will be a lot of users for AI, but there will be very less AI specific. So motivation definitely comes from two factors. One is definitely the passion to work on the field that you work in, and definitely the technology that is able to change your life. These are the two things.
Yes.
So if they are working in a field like AI, they will be much more valued in the industry. And definitely all those things which even Bhatti Sahab mentioned, that you don't be that student which does not even know where he is going. He is also an AI expert, he is also a networking expert, he is not going to
So
go
area
anywhere.
of specialization is basically needs to
Exactly.
be selected.
So if he is specialized in large language models, if he is specialized in a particular area of AI, and he has done last 4-5 years spending. So if the 8-year student, 8th semester student is trying to figure out even if they need to be in AI or not, or they would do some masters in another university which is specializing in AI, if he's still figuring that out, he's probably in the wrong place. But if the student who is in the first semester decides that I want to be a large language model expert or image classification expert by the end of 8th semester, and he has not only relied on his university to teach him that, he has gone out, he has done courses on Coursera, he has done courses on Udemy, he has done some practical work, he has gone to Upwork, taken some project. After 4 years, not only the university but even the industry would be learning from him.
Yes.
But if he has only relied on that I would go do some BS in AI university, I have been part of the curriculum committees.
Yes.
And honestly, it's not something that I am very proud of. Because if we would try to do something innovative, they would just tell us how would a professor in Sakhar or Gujranwala would teach what you are trying to teach them. Even things like DevOps, which is very, very common in the industry. They would tell us to not put it as part of the curriculum because there will be a problem for the teacher to teach. But the good thing with the students is, definitely they have, you guys have a lot of distraction. You have got TikTok, you have got YouTube, all these things. I mean, there are professors sitting here. The students that are there today, I think their biggest problem is the focus.
Yes.
Because all day we are consuming content, day and night. We have stopped working on our relations. We have stopped working on our life. We are not spending time with our family. We are doing short videos, consuming. All the knowledge that is required to succeed in life is now just available in $10, $20, $30 courses. The only thing that you need to do is spend time. And I am telling you, if you spend time on specialize in something in AI, it can change your life. It can change your life here in Pakistan. It can give you opportunities there. If there are, nobody can tell me that I worked 4 years in universities on image classification or machine learning or deep learning. I did courses on Coursera. I did courses on Udemy. I worked in an industry. Maybe he was just taking 50,000 rupees salary, but he was working on large language models. And now I don't have any job offers. Even if he applies to any international company that I have worked on this model, they will happily take him. And there is a huge shortage of good resources, not only in Pakistan, but also abroad in every developed and undeveloped. Japan Japan, a small country, they need 400,000 programmers, not AI experts. Not, we have a habit that if something new is coming, we would just disregard
we need
everything.
to adopt this.
We just disregard everything. In my age, I mean, there was even a problem to be a freelancer and entrepreneur, because everybody would, our khalas and aunties would prefer a sarkari mulazim, but not an entrepreneur. Okay? He does not have stability. Then there was a startup wave. Everybody was going into the startup wave. Now there is an AI wave. Everybody has all of a sudden become an AI expert. When you go deeper into their AI, everything falls flat, right? So there is a huge need for skilled workers, be it programmers. Today, if we generate 100,000, if we somehow train 100,000, 200,000 programmers per year, good programmers, all of them will get jobs either here or abroad. AI is even better.
Fine.
Right? So it's only thing that is stopping us is ourselves and us not giving time to training ourselves to be at that level where we are able to be, or usme mind, there is a mindset. If you think in this age of today that only I would find some professor who would miraculously change my life. There have been professors in our lives, teachers who are alive, who have changed our life course.
Definitely.
But you are not going to find it every time in life,
Yes.
at every point of life. They are not always going to be people who are going to be sit like an angel on top of you and help you guide. So you have to do something yourself. And for that, what you need to do is that you need to basically, as even today, I mean, I have been a programmer. When I found about Llama release, I started putting my weekends, my own weekends, on training Llama and doing it myself. I've just hired a person last week to do it for me because I did not have time to go to the advanced stages. But what was the ability? The ability was that if you decide something, even as a journalist, even as somebody who just understands basic programming, they can learn anything they want in this age of today. And that is the motivation for them, because you put your time on something that you believe that is going to change your life.
Basically, quality time needs to be given to solve a particular problem, or I think if a student needs to work on artificial intelligence, first they need to discuss about the select about the area of specialization, needs to identify the problem that is basically applied in Pakistan, and then he or she can give the quality time to solve this problem. If I talk about the artificial intelligence, how it can play a role in IT exports?
IT exports.
Ji.
So give me 10,000, 5,000 skilled AI professionals. Each professional will earn $30,000, $40,000 per year. Do the maths. It's very simple. I mean, if you have got 100,000 programmers in Python, in Ruby on Rails, in Node.js, they earn easily $20,000 to $30,000 per year for the country. Just normal selling of a human skilled person. I'm not talking about what products they will develop, just normal trained professional, and basically putting him in the marketplace. AI is even better because the software developer sells for $25 per hour, $15 to $25 per hour. AI expert sells for $40, $50, $60, $70, $80 per hour. And that is global selling. I'm not talking about selling in Pakistan. So 10,000 people multiplied by $30,000, $40,000 per year, you can do the math. It will be probably $400 million or $4 billion. I don't know. I'm unable to do the math. So just that, and that will basically simply increase it. Because what do we have in Pakistan? We produce around 30,000 graduates. I don't know the latest NCSE data. 30 to 40,000 graduates we are producing per year in just computer science alone. There are 200,000 students in Pakistan who are probably doing electrical, mechanical, civil, BCom, MCom, ACCA, and so on. Bachelor level students who are probably 200,000. Just create a skill-based program for every one of them, where you know, okay, if we trained in this skill, he will start generating $10,000 per year. And just train them and then see the magic.
Fine.
So we need that moment where Pakistan, we had a time when everybody started doing BCom, when everybody started doing computer science, everybody started doing MBA.
I will add a little bit to the same comment. That the job market has been changed. If you have a look, earlier people hire new graduates, train them for 6 months or 1 year, and then they start working. Now everyone is looking for trained experts, and that is actually required from the student side to make themselves or expose themselves to the new technologies to learn them. We have this trend only in military, or in judiciary, or up to some extent in bureaucracy. No other institution has this infrastructure to hire a fresh HR and then train them. So if it's not like that, then it's responsibility of the applicant to work on their required skill and improve their capabilities. And actually, the AI has not grabbed the jobs of anyone, but AI have introduced new trends in the job. And you need to learn those requirements which is need of the new job.
Okay.
So there is creation of more jobs as well. Rather than looking into the negative side, you should also look into the positive side as
impact
well.
of artificial
Yeah,
intelligence.
thank you.
I would like to ask Dr. Faisal, how do you envision the future of artificial intelligence creativity in academia, and what steps can institution take to stay at forefront of this advancement technology?
Basically, in academia, what we really have to understand is that there are two parts. One is the curriculum and one other student projects. So for AI creativity, we have to encourage the students to take on more and more projects and introduce AI creativity into different modules that they do. And as it's now said that AI is the new electricity, so it will no doubt impact every field of academia. So it's not limited to computer science. No matter which subjects you are studying, whether it's arts, humanities, medicine, you need an understanding of AI to effectively use these technologies.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Mozam,
My response will be that AI will revolutionize the education sector, and we will have no traditional schooling system or university system to sit in the class, mark attendance, all of those things. And if we talk about the Elon Musk, who is going to implant a chip in the human brain, that will add more value to that.
thank you, sir.
Yeah.
So I think it's time to conclude this panel discussion. Today we have a very healthy discussion on artificial intelligence, ethics, creativity, and future of work. We have discussed several benefits and challenges on human creativity. Alongside, we have discussed several causes of artificial intelligence on job displacement, privacy issues, over-reliance on AI. So I think we need to strike a balance in its use. All policy makers, educational members, academicians, institutional professionals needs to work together in order to navigate this landscape. And we need to use artificial intelligence that serve as a catalyst of creativity rather than a hindrance. At the end, I would like to thank my panelists for sparing their time. Inshallah, very soon we will meet together in some other panelist discussion with some more technological advancement. I would also like to thank Dean Faculty of Engineering and Computing, all HODs, faculty members, students for sparing their time. Thank you all and goodbye.